Hello, play along with me for just a minute. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to pay attention to what comes to mind when I say this word. In fact, let's make this fun. Open up the chat and text in there what comes to your mind when I say this word, okay? Are you ready? Elegance. The word is elegance. What comes to mind for you when I say the word elegance? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Now, I'm going to tell you what comes to mind for me when I think about the word elegance. I think of ease and flow and grace and beauty when I think of elegance. In fact, according to Plato, elegance related to beauty, beauty related to unity. And I think that is a really powerful idea. I'm going to share with you three dynamics that you can pay attention to, and one question that you can ask yourself that can help you use this idea of elegance to create more success in your life. It's kind of a crazy idea when you think about it, but it's true. Hi, my name is John Boggs. I'm the founder of the Business and Leadership Division of the Brave Thinking Institute, where I also serve as CEO. And this is Monday Morning Mindset, where transformational leaders gather to transform ordinary results into extraordinary results on a weekly basis, 1 week at a time. That's what we're all about. So you as a leader, if not of leading nothing more, at least leading yourself into greater results, can absolutely use the sixth of 7 hidden laws. We're in the middle right now of the 7 hidden laws of leadership. And the sixth law is the law of elegant movement. And the leadership law of elegant movement says that orchestrated leadership unleashes peak performance. Orchestrated leadership unleashes peak performance. So let me tell you a little story. This is a story about 2 sales organizations within one company that I was consulting for, okay? So I'm paying attention and looking at the results. The reason they hire me is because these two sales organizations are competing against each other. They are roughly the same size team. They're talking to the same clients and they're selling the same product. And yet one team is consistently outperforming the other team by 40%. So the first thing I pay attention to, of course, is the leadership. Now, Team A has an amazing, powerful, young, hungry, ambitious leader, super smart, striving to do everything that he can do to create the results that he would love to achieve for himself and for his team. And yet, what I notice is that he is using what I call a lot of push energy, a lot of force energy in creating the result for his team. Team B is being led by a much wiser person with more experience. This gal has been around the block. She knows what she's doing, and she is absolutely, at this point, I believe, to some degree, unconsciously invoking the law of elegant movement in her leadership. She has orchestrated amazing results. Now, here's the cool thing. If you take a look at most of the time, there was very little difference between the results in Team A and the results in Team B. The first day of the month, you go back and you look at how much they had sold each day of the month. And day 1 about the same, day 2 about the same, day 3, Team A is a little ahead of Team B. The next day it's vice versa. And this goes on throughout the month. But about every 4 or 5 days, there would be this one day where Team B would have these explosive days. They would do 2, 3, 4 multiples of what the result was. So as an example, let's say the teams are selling $50,000 a day worth of the products. And it's 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. There's this day every 4 or 5 days where Team B sells 150,000. And then the next day they're back to 50, 50, 50. What's creating this dynamic? Well, it's the law of elegant movement. They're having what I call a peak performance day. Everything clicked. You've had this moment in your own life. It's like being in the zone. So as a leader, what are the 3 dynamics to pay attention to? And the one question that you can ask yourself that will help evoke this experience. You see, the leader of Team A was using push or force energy. He was trying to force it to happen, while Team B was in what I call flow. The first dynamic to pay attention to of the three dynamics is harmony. Is the team in a state of harmony? Are we harmonizing the results that we have? That's what one of the dynamics that an orchestra leader pays attention to. Are we in tune and are we harmonizing? The second key element to pay attention to invoke the law of elegant movement is pacing. Are we pacing ourselves at a rate in which is sustainable and creates what I call flow? Is there flow energy to what's happening? And the third dynamic to pay attention to is cadence. And what we want to pay attention to regarding cadence is, does it feel like there's momentum in our team? Is there momentum going on? So those are three really key elements to pay attention to. What's the question that you can ask yourself? Here's the question, leader, that you can ask yourself. How do others feel? How do my teammates feel? If I'm a leader, how do my teammates feel about themselves when they're in my presence? You see, the leader of Team A, the team was tight. They were nervous. They wanted to do good. And yet there was a sense of nervousness when they were around their leader. And Team B, when they were around their leader, they felt nourished and energized and uplifted and ready to go. It plays out not only in business, in sports is a great example. Phil Jackson, the former basketball coach, won record number of NBA championships, talked about using Zen or creating flow energy in his leadership. And you too can create more flow. You can create certainly more harmony, more pacing, more cadence to invoke peak performance. The law of elegant movement says that orchestrated leadership unleashes peak performance. Invoke that law, and here's to your peak performance this week. Look forward to seeing you back here next Monday for Monday Morning Mindset. Take care and make it a great transformational week. Bye-bye.